This is going to be the final build installment of the Coast Guard Rescue Boat by Lego City. This is set number 60504. Contains 740 pieces, I believe. I don't know where I put the box at, but this set does retail for $99.99. And the set was provided by the Lego Group for the review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, that's what we're going to be working on. Well, that's what we've done so far today. And today is the 2nd of April 2026. And yeah, so far the build is keeping my interest, but it feels more or less like a typical Lego City set. And in this installment today, we're just going to finish up bags 7, 8, 9. I did my thumbnails. I've been working on some other video stuff, so I've been trying to get a bunch of things going. That's all the stickers we have left. And life is good, right? And so today, that's what we're going to be focusing on, is this. Alright, the usual disclaimer, these are not to be construed or considered as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just merely my notes for the build. All the opinions here are mine and mine alone. Lego doesn't tell me to say anything except that this was provided by the Lego Group. Okay, that's only fair, right? And in addition, these are just for entertainment purposes. Now, I will try my best to cover everything in the video, and I will also try my best to not cover things up and stuff. But, you know, things may rouse. So it's recommended that you watch the video all the way through to make sure if I make a mistake, we correct it later on. Okay, well, that's been said. Well, we're going to continue with bag number 7. Yeah, this is one of those sets that I really want to see built, because I got a bunch of other things to do too. I got my video scheduled for tomorrow, and I may as well just tell you, because it'll already be published by the time I get to this. It's an Easter egg. Remember that plain, boring white egg I built years ago that had the hinge lid? I built that very same egg, just with Easter colors, not just plain, boring white. So I actually had cleaned that up. And I thought we were done with the boat, but we are not. I was like, okay, well, we're going to be starting on another section of it, like the 2nd floor. Now we got to fill in that boring area, so that is where we're going to be focusing at right here. I'll set that right down in there. I can't really show too much. That might work here, but unfortunately, it's facing in the exact opposite direction of what I'm building, so I don't want to leave it like that for too long. So let's just put it back like that. Sometimes I just can't cover everything, and I mean I could build it like this, but I'd have to hold on to it. So yeah, it's just some things I just cannot cover. That's why I got to put the disclaimers in these type of videos. But now it looks like we're building ourselves some kind of test equipment here. Well, we're looking for 2 of these. So it's Lego's go-to white color again. How am I saying I use white in a lot of my builds? Because it's the only piece that's got all the parts that I need, the only color, or lack of color. It's the only lack of color. Let's see here, that goes like that. Oh, almost caught myself coughing in the video. That had not been good at all. Now, why do I edit that out, the coughing? Because nobody wants to hear that, so I just mute that out. Well, not mute it, but remove it. Boy, I've been obtaining a bunch of these here. This is a nice little piece for boats. I'll have to hang on to that. It'll also be good for swimming pools too. I also need sticker number 2, which is this one right here. Yeah, but stuff like this, these type of sets, these are not too bad. I'd say the stickers in here are very mild, but I wish they were printed, but they're not, so we're going to have to deal with it. And yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I try to edit all the coughing and the sneezing out of the videos. Sometimes I just can't get to it fast enough. Like if I got a little tickle in my throat, I gotta try to edit that out. Okay, this goes, let me take a look here. Okay, first off, these are supposed to go here on top of this plate. And this goes right here, so there's really no access into that. Just a bunch of holes. This is just like your typical Lego City set. It's mostly full of air. Of course, it's a boat. We don't want it to be like a brick and we put it in the pool or something and it sinks. Now, I would love to do a test on these, see if they do float, but I really don't want to have to dig this out of the pool. Yeah, and chlorine will hurt your parts after a while. It would actually start deteriorating them. So I really, really, really don't want to have to clean them if I can avoid it at all costs. So, passing that. Why don't I put it in the bathtub? I just have to fill up a bathtub full of water and just play with it in there for maybe 2 minutes at the most, and I have to drain all that water. What a waste! So I won't do that. So we'll just take Lego's word for it. It can be put in like that. Okay, stick that down in there. Yeah, this thing is pretty chunky here. Pretty chunky. Now they want us to work on the back here like that. Pretty chunky. Okay, we gotta stick these, but be sure to skip a stud right here. I'm probably gonna have me some leftovers here in a bit. Okay, looks like we're building some kind of maybe a winch or something. And yeah, it's got Technic. Oh boy, you know how much I don't like doing that. Well, I gotta stick through it, so I'm gonna have to be a big boy and do my Technic. Okay. Oh, I thought. So far, so good. Now, I don't like doing big sets. I really want to get into the Pokemon sets, and some of you have been asking about them. And right now, I got to do City, then I got to do a Friends, and a Dreaded Education set before I can even get to the Pikachu. And the Education sets, I'm never going to ask for those again. They're, there's just some people found them exciting. They were boring. And the next one, I'm just not in the mood to do. I will do it because it's part of the contract. I have to do it because it is here at the house. But does it mean I have to like it? Not really. But it might be fun. I don't know. I can't pass judgment. Well, let's just line those both up there. When it comes to Technic, take your time. Don't rush through it. Because the bad things will happen. We don't want to do that. We don't want to make this Technic stuff win. Okay. Like that. I think. Okay, well this goes right there. Maybe it's a dump truck or something. We don't know what that is. Hey, at least here though, folks, I keep it to you real. I doubt that's going to keep that really together. And then now it looks like part of the ramp goes on here now. Alright. Yeah, I kind of sound tired. I'm not really in the mood to film today. I'm more in the mood to go outside and do something. I have an old table that I'd like to use for filming these on, but it's already getting too hot to do these outside. Unless I get up early in the morning, and in the evening, forget it. Okay, we want the black side here. In the evening it would be very bad because of the mosquitoes. So I want to avoid those creatures as much as I can. I don't want to have them to withdraw blood here Oh, you know what I forgot to put on here are these. Whoopsie, my bad. We'll put those right on there for you. And then this goes here. So it's like a ramp. So this is just something we release down, I guess, for the raft to go down. We don't know yet. We're not done yet, so we don't know. But we do have these. Which way do they go? They go upwards. Usually they hang down, but no. You put the clip in like that, and then you swing it up. I like those. I was going to order some, but I've actually got a bunch from all these other city sets. So I don't think I need to order any of those. I just wish I can get them in different colors, though. I don't think a minifigure can go through there. Let's try one out and see. I don't think that they are meant to go through it. They made them more oval or oblong. They can probably do that, but they didn't. But, you know, hey, it works. It's a nice decoration piece. Okay, now it looks like we're back on to something here. And then they want us to stick, well, let's start sorting these out. I got a bunch of parts here. Clips. I got millions of these things here. And we got to find another one of these, and I got to find some of those, well, these here. You put them in upside down with the stick inside the hole. So you see how I'm sorting out parts as I go. Anytime you get a set like this and you just feel overwhelmed, even I get like that, just start sorting parts. It's not too bad once you start popping out the parts. We got to make 2 of those. Okay, we got that done. And now we got to stick cajillions of these, more like 20, along this side of the boat and the other side. So yeah, they got to run, the clips I got to run parallel, not perpendicular, Jay, to the sides. And you got to skip every 4 studs and then place 2 from here on out. And there I go again. Now I don't care. Why am I wanting to put them in like that for? We don't care if they're crooked, because when we put the sticks in here, they're going to straighten up. So let's just do that real quick here. Okay. Well, at least we gotten something done. I got one side done. There we go. Now I can put the sticks in now, but you know what? Let's not do that. Let's just do this like we're supposed to here. We got to follow the instructions and try to do it right. I can't. Not messing up is key here. My stomach is growling, but I'd like to film this while the house is still quiet. I think my nephew left. He doesn't tell anybody he leaves. He just gets... I always have a habit of telling people where I'm going. You never know, you might get into an accident or something. And I had a cousin that did that and didn't tell his mom, and he was gone for several weeks. And sadly, they found him. He had drove over the canyon wall, and she didn't know about it. I'm putting the flange right here, so it's always a good habit to tell people where you're going. So I'm having all the flanges looking at like this on this side here, just to keep it uniform. And see, these right now are starting to strengthen out or straighten up, so that's even better. It's always just a good idea, though, to tell everybody where you're going. You never know, something could happen. Hopefully nothing happens, but, you know, unless it's like a secret or something. But, and I think that will wrap up bag 7. And yeah, I thought that was one long shaft, but those were small ones, and that is what we have remaining. So a lot of this parts in here are just fluffed up at this point. Okay, now we're going to move on to bag number 8. We still got a sticker left, but we're going to need everything else out of those bags. That miscellaneous bag. You're going to need your 8x16 plate and your shaft. Is this even going to let me open up the parts? Okay. Oh, yuck. We are going to be here for 30 minutes because there's 2 of these. And you're going to need this stuff out of here too. So it looks like we're doing the middle portion here, so I can focus back down here a bit more. You can see my bare feet. All right, I gotta have fun with these. We knew we were going to get hit with a bunch of parts here all of a sudden. I had a feeling it was coming close. Well, now we're at that point. Hey, at least these are printed. Nice treat to have. Yeah, these bags are not... If I were designing these, I'd have the tear line mostly close to the top, not in the middle of the... Ooh, said a bad word, almost middle of the smurfing bag. Yeah, I was supposed to put that kid's videos and stuff in here. I was supposed to look into that. I'll look into it after when we do the last part. I forgot all about that. Or I could just pull up the, well, if I can find the phone. Oh, it's charging. Well, that's smart, huh? This is what I'm saying. I may just have to write them up a thing. I can't really do video. That's the only thing bad about doing videos, is that a lot of the videos that I do are ad-lib. Basically meaning that these are just done unscripted, unrehearsed, and I don't know what I'm doing. I have to really plan ahead. Tutorials are the only thing I pretty much plan ahead. So I may end up just making a dedicated video. If I do it, I could do it on this channel, or I could do it on the main channel. I don't know. I think the main channel might be more well suited, because that's more for customs than this channel will. So I may end up slipping that in there eventually. I got to think on how I want to do it, though. I think they said I'm allowed to use his name and content. I always have to ask for permission. You never know. I've had some that said, no, don't share my kids' work, and I don't. They just want to share it with me. Some like to I like to share it because a lot of these builders are young, and a lot of the stuff that they build, they're not sure of. They like to share it with me, and I always get this sometimes. Well, how come I had this happen one time? How can my son improve to be not such a sucky builder? I've had it happen. And I'm just like, does it matter how bad they build? If you're having fun with the hobby, why do we care? If you like putting stuff together and just doodle, that right there's the fun part. And a lot of people don't notice when I build my mocks and tutorials, it's all random colors. Why do I do that? Because I'm prototyping out a build. Making sure there's nobody coming up to the walk here. Alright, so I'm missing... Oh, there it is. I got plenty of these here, so if I'm missing one, but I don't want to be missing any parts. Well, those are in what is that, dark orange? Yeah. Those would be good for... that's more like the color of Spanish tiles out here, after the sun bakes them for a bit. So mixing these up with regular red and dark red and brown, that would look really good. So hopefully Lego will bring out some more roof slopes in that color. Sometimes I'll get a viewer of mine saying, Jay, I don't have enough roof slopes to build stuff, but I have all these colors. And they'll show me it. They'll take a picture of their slope bin, and I'm like, mix up your browns and your reds. And if you got a lot of black, gray, and dark blue, mix those up for slate. You don't have to have one solid color. Look at the 1950s house, or the 60s house I built. I didn't have enough red slopes. I wasn't going to buy any for that. I was already over my budget. So what did I do? Just mixed up the dark red and the light red together. It worked out pretty well. No one's going to judge you over it, because most people are not going to have every piece. Even I don't. So I got to piece it all together. That's the beauty about this hobby. There's more than one way to get things done. or building a radio or anything like that, and I need to put a filter cap or I need to put a resistor, I got to have this thing lined to 455 kilohertz. I have to do it a specific way or it just won't work. And FM is 10.7 for the base frequency. Oh, kids, if your parents are using old-fashioned broadcast radio, okay, and you want to jam their radio stations, if you have a radio, it depends on the frequency, just, what was it? I don't know if it was subtract or add 10.7 megahertz. Have a lot of fun with that. I used to build AM, FM radio transmitters out of old radios. They'd only go for like a few hundred feet, but still they were just fun just to kind of tinker with and stuff. I still have one of my old FM transmitters. It goes about a half a mile. I just built out of a bunch of old car radio parts. But it works nonetheless. You just turn a little knob and you just kind of dial the frequency in. But sand green, I can always use that. Jay, you must have built a lot of stuff. Oh, I built a lot of things. I built a television before from a Heathkit set. Look up Heathkit. I used to have a bunch of those. Now it's not practical to build your own stuff anymore. But yeah, those were the days. Just building your own TV. It was a challenge, especially it was a color TV, and setting up convergence. Whew, yeah, especially being around that 25,000 volts or 25 kilovolts. Yeah, that wasn't too fun, but you had to be, that's when I really learned you have to respect electricity. Well, that piece is printed. Matter of fact, I don't think I have this one right here. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I need to start pulling out my lamp holders and putting those in a separate bin of their own because I use those a lot for cars. And I need to really think about pulling those out here. That's the thing I like about Lego, though. You could use these pieces and imagine what you can build. Yes, there are limitations, but you know what? That's the whole point about this, is to challenge yourself. And then we need a couple of headlight bricks. I got to have the building guide off frame here because this set has gotten so big. It's big. It is big. It's a big boy here. We got to deal with it. Okay, rotate it around. I think I have a few of these in sand green. I think I may have used those in the tiny house project that I built. I think that's why I built the tiny houses. I want to do that. Then I built that public bathroom, that park bathroom in this color, which I need to. I've been getting requests for building guides for that, so I need to get a series of building guides for the public bathroom. The one that's built in sand green. I didn't think anybody would be interested in that project, but there is a few out there who want me to make a building guide. And step in line, folks. I got a bunch of other guides I got to write up, but yeah, I'd like to get to that eventually, and more or less have that for your convenience. Okay, looks like we got to put a bunch of controls in here. They show it like this upside down, so put the maybe this is part of the bridge where the captain hangs out at. We don't know. It's probably what this is the bridge. Yeah, I'm learning my boat. I'm learning my boat part names. Whoa. Okay, this is already falling apart here, Lego, and we're gonna have to ding down a little bit. I wish those things had a hole where I can shove a stick through them. Okay, the red lights go at the bottom like that. Is it critical? No. Now there was a slope here that was also printed too. Oh wow, look how nicely those go together. Maybe good for like an airport or something. Okay. Okay, I see how this goes. It rests on here and it goes like that. And I bet these are like that for controls. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's got a lot of detail for what that is. Lots of detail. Sometimes just building stuff like this is also how you learn too. If you're watching this, you're like, Jay, I don't know where to start building mocks. Just look at what Lego does and start from there. A lot of these sets are good inspiration, so you can just kind of figure out where you want to go and start from there. So see, like that right there. But the seat is not that close to the wall. There we go. Yeah, Lego, you got to really learn how to put those steering wheels in the center. I would have used a regular pirate ship wheel for that, but that's just me here. That's just me. Okay, now it looks like we're going to be caking stuff onto the sides. Now I'm going to go and do both sides at the same time here because it's asking for these. Now the reason why I'm doing them both right now is to get them done at the same time, and two, to lighten up the parts on the workbench because there's just so much on here right now. Okay. And okay, so clip and two things. Put that there. There we go. Like that. Now, when I do my VTuber, I could put him at the corner while I'm talking. But I was thinking on how am I going to do that? Because I'd have to have another camera here. Looking at, first off, if I had a camera, I had to make sure it's facing this way. I'd have to tinker with it. They say you could do it on the phone and have it read off the phone. Like use it as a virtual webcam off the phone. And if I can do that, I'll do it. But I got to think of, is that going to work? I may have to sacrifice a video and do it. Plus also the test video came out in 480p, which I was not too happy about. I think that was my editor that was doing that. I don't know what was going on with that, but I was kind of like not a happy camper with that. Alright. Yeah, usually these bags, the smaller bags, take about 20 minutes. Okay, back to where we started again. Now, you don't have to do what I'm doing here. I'm doing that just for brevitivity. But now we're going to have to build mirrors, as I'm already going to do that anyways. So you don't have to do this. Now, the reason why I always emphasize that is some people copy what I do. You don't. You don't have to do this. If you want to do one at a time, that's quite all right. We don't make fun of people here. If you build slow, it's a Lego set. Just take your time. Nobody's going to grill you over that. Jay, I don't want to get grilled. Yeah, no, I don't either. Okay, that's done. This goes here. That means that this goes like that. Okay. Well, we got that part done, huh? We're getting there. And then the next one is Coast Guard. And is there something that goes in there? No, that just sits right in there. It floats. Boy, talking about making, we're really skimping parts. I at least put a stud in there to hold that corner. This side here had one, but no, it doesn't show anything in that corner. That's kind of odd. Talking about flimsy, yeah, we're gonna, oh wait a minute, not to Coast coast. Let's do that. Maybe we should have left it like that to make the kitties mad. And we'll do it here. Okay. Okay, got that out of the way. And now we got to do stuff in the back. Get your Lego brick going, folks. We don't need that one right now. We'll need it on the next side here. Plus also it helps when you read ahead in the book, huh? So read ahead in the book. Alright. And then after that, there's a green light here. One of these is starboard and the other one's port. I can't remember which one is which. Okay, so we got that going. Rotate it around. What a waste of good slopes too. I ought to use the lamp holder. We'll stick that red one over here. Okay. And then after that, we have just enough here to make these here. And they're inside, so they go on the inside like that. That's if I can get it in there. And then we got to do this other one. I'm really not in the mood. The review's not going to be too bad. I think it's just going to be doing the tour on this, and it's going to be for a while, you know. And alrighty, now we got to stick some sticks in here, and they show the flanges going in the middle. I'm going to do what they did here. Stick that flange right there. And we'll stick this one right there. And we'll do the same thing over on this side too. Got to have the safety bars so you don't fall off the edge. Okay, got that out of the way. And then we have to flip it over. And then you do this whole side here. And that's it. But we didn't use these. Oh, wait a minute. Hold the phone. Oh, no, we're not. Okay. We got to bend one of these. Here's a trick. Get this baby nice and warmed up. Don't throw it in the oven. I did that one time. It didn't come out very well. And then we're going to take it and bend it. Okay. And we're going to bend this thing and we're going to fit it right in here. We're going to bend it like it's an old iPhone. Bend it like an iPhone. Remember when people used to bend their iPhones and they complained that it wasn't durable? Well, now you can see why I don't like bending these things. It won't matter how far you shove that in there. There you go. That's a nice little pull handle. So you can pull it. That looks like a little raft in itself right there. And that takes care of bag number 8. And this is what we have remaining here. We're getting close, huh? We're getting real close. Okay, we're finally there. Bag number 9. And I want to thank everyone on my Patreon and main channel for being contributors. It's always a big help. Because someday we'll not have to do this set review stuff anymore. Ooh, lots of round things rolling around already. Ooh, and I'm hoping that doesn't come in scratched. I want to thank everyone for checking out my Rubrical profile and downloading building guides. It's always a big help. And if you got a request, jump in line because I got a whole bunch of stuff to go through. Oh, I wish that was clear. That'd make a good piece for a boat. And in addition to all that, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to subscribe to my content, social media, all that stuff, and putting up with my nonsense. That's always better, especially me talking about anime and life challenges and handicaps and disabilities and all that stuff I gotta endure. But yeah, it makes for a nice topic nonetheless. And yeah, the last bag, we got a lot of little things. Now, is that scratched? Let's make sure, because I'd like to use that for a boat. Also, you can put this in a dark area. There is a couple of, well, that's dust, but there is a scuff there. Now, I do this, like I said, just to make sure you can see. It's like right there. Why are you being so picky, Jay? well, I'm trying to get this thing to focus, just to show you that Lego's not perfect. Okay, and let's get on to the minifigure. Because after this, I want to share that young gentleman's builds with you guys and gals on this video. I like using these videos for this too. And I will tag this gentleman so he can show his son here. And I'm also going to make a post on my main channel about it this weekend too. He even sent me a note. So this must be the captain of the boat here. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, he's done. All right, now we're back to that thing. Let's put this back over here. You know, from time to time, I'll get comments or messages from Lego fans and stuff. Here's the deal. The reason why it takes me forever to read your fan mail is because I also get soliciting on that too. No, don't you dare cut me off there. I'll get somebody that will say, would you like to join our mailing group or something like that? I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do that. And they don't get it. It floods out from fans trying to contact me. Yes, so I'm going to have to remove that email, but it punishes everybody else, which I don't want to do. But this is what makes this hobby fun. And is that the right part, or am I using? Okay, it's the stick that sticks up. But I want to share with what this young gentleman here wrote. So I'm gonna Jay, remember, okay, put this up in the corner. Okay, remember, I got to put pictures in here now. I've been forgetting that. So up here is the note that this young gentleman sent me, and he's been following. I'm gonna see if I can get his name right now. Carmelo. A big shout out to you for sharing the content with me, because this is what makes this fun. This is the fun part of YouTube. And this is a note he wrote me here. Now, I don't have a P.O. box. Sometimes I wish I did, but this means more to me than all the bad hate comments that I get. So, thank you for the kind note. Basically, what he said is that he enjoys my builds, he likes building my campers, and he's made some improvements, which is cool. And that's what all this is about. I'm just here to share my ideas. You know, he built them his way, and here's a couple of his works right here in the top right of the screen. And I don't mind sharing videos, you know, or things of young builders, you know, because, and we got to make 2 headlights, by the way, because this type of stuff here is what makes it fun. So as you can see, he's made campers. He's made his own vehicles and stuff, and we're just watching my tutorials. And I might make sure I'm putting those in the right way. Okay, they're running with this. And yeah, so I appreciate for you contacting me and sharing your son's work. That's always a big help. Always a big help. Because, well, that's not how they're supposed to go. Let's match them up here. Yeah, so, you know, the whole point about this is to share my ideas. If we didn't have YouTube, I wouldn't be able to share them. But I appreciate, especially with parents getting involved with this type of stuff, screening videos for what their kids watch. That's always a big help. I try to be a positive role model on YouTube. My older stuff I cuss like a sailor. But I don't anymore, because there's no need to cuss in my videos. Why, we'll just use the word Smurf to fill it in. Yeah. Which reminds me, I got to sit down and watch the new Smurf animation thing. Okay, so they're using these as little handles here. So this is what one of the lights look like. Now, honestly, I would have used this as the headlight and just flat tiled this side off. But, you know, you could build it your own way, and then these sit right on here. Okay. Some nice floodlights. Yeah, but I always appreciate that. And tell me guys and gals, what you think of this gentleman's builds. They're pretty cool, huh? And yes, we've all started out like that too. You know, I don't ever build things perfect and such. Okay, before I place that down there, I have a gut feeling this piece is going to come off, so we're going to do this right now in its own separate build. But yeah, I always appreciate getting comments like that. If you got builds you'd like to share, I'm more lenient towards children if they want to share their ideas. You know, especially if your children love doing this stuff, and it's a fun family hobby. You know, I wish my dad did this stuff with me. I tried to get him up until his last days to get into Lego. He did not want to get into it. So I was all alone building. Oh no. What am I saying? I'm the only one in my family that is a computer programmerist. Okay. Alright, I'm going to take our scratch windshield. I need to use this for a boat. This would be perfect for a yacht. I mean, literally. I see this stuff in my mind. Ooh. Okay. This is meant to come off, but as you can tell... Okay. If yours doesn't fit on there and you can't wiggle it in, do that. Lego was trying to make this thing kind of complicated than it was. There we go. That's much better, huh? Okay. I think that's meant to come off. Now we'll put that on there. I mean, literally, I kid you not, they have you build it in place. Bad, 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 bad. We don't want to do that because things will disintegrate. We don't want this to fall apart. I mean, that wouldn't be fun. But yeah, comments like that, messages that I get, that's what makes this fun. So when this video is posted, I will contact them and say, hey, I'm going to do a community post on the main channel, and then we'll talk about it here. See, here I can be more down to earth. You know, I can be more real here. On my main channel, it's just I have it prepared. And I may want to mention to this gentleman that, you know, maybe you don't want to share this channel with your kids. This one we kind of get a little more aggressive into the builds. That's why I have a main channel that's more filtered than this one. Oh, we need that right there. Before I paste that down, and let's make sure that it's supposed to go there. No, it wasn't, because there's a 1x2 plate that goes there. See? Almost made a mistake, but I caught myself there. And then... this is a nice piece. Now, they have smaller ones than this, but this would be perfect for a boat if I can get this in clear. Although that would be cool, too, for a party boat. For the front, like an air dam or something. So maybe one day we will... Whoa, don't you roll off. Maybe we'll have to get more of those. Oh, those are good there for like the top of a castle or something. Yeah, but see, getting comments like that for all you haters, you know, that's... You know, that kind of rubs it all away. So I'm sorry if I disappointed the haters today. Alright, we got to have our VHF radio antenna so we can pick up the SOS calls. I actually do have a marine radio. I don't have a license to run it, so it just kind of sits there. Plus there's no waterways nearby, so I turn it on, there's really nothing on it. Yeah, so I think if you're looking for a very fun set to do, is this a collaborative build? Not really. I don't think this one's really collaborative. And this here goes right there. Somebody's got their bass and their radio turned up full blast. Okay, this is upside down. The tubes are supposed to face up. that. Okay. Yeah, and the reason why I also do these type of videos is, you know, just show you. A lot of these kids, they got those loud boom boxes in their cars, and they don't really get, you know, you play that stuff loud after a while, you're going to lose more than just your hearing. You know, well, you'll lose your hearing, but the closest I have to a fancy radio in my car is a touchscreen with the backup camera, but I had to put that in myself, which I still got to finish that car up, by the way. I have to buy a new set of windshield wiper arms because the ones that I have on it are 30 years old, or the tension springs and the metal has finally fatigued out. I can't bend them anymore. They just need to simply be replaced. So I got to pop those off and do a complete restoration on it. And then now, we still got this sticker. We haven't hit that yet. This goes up here. I see your feet, Jay. I'm sorry. I got to show them. Okay. It just locks right in place, too. And this, yeah, good luck with that. This right here is kind of a turd. It wants to fall out. And, yeah, this is not going in like it's supposed to. And I got it in the right way. There we go. You're just going to have to wiggle that in. Honestly, this looks really good. Looks really good. Even got the ladders to get up there and stuff too. But I don't think we're done with this yet because we've got to focus our attention here. Okay, now we're getting to the home stretch. So right here is just a wasted space. You think they'd use that for like storage for like parts or something, but they didn't. We got this here. See, look what's happening. I'm pushing this down in here and this plate is starting to spring. Lego, that's... Pop it out, really mush that down, then stick it back in. You know, who knows what Lego's doing. Maybe they're trying to make us purposely break parts so we'll come buy more. Okay, I see what we're building now. So this is going to be the helipad for the boat. Yeah, if you're an adult watching this and you're really not sure if you want to get into this, get into it. It's a really fun hobby to spend with the kids or with the grandkids. And it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a gal, Lego's for everybody. I remember when I first started doing this on YouTube, I would get messages from gals. I'm a girl doing this. Is this okay? And I'm like, why not? I mean, Lego's for everybody, but build it. And I remember there was this one gal that contacted says, I really want to do YouTube videos, but people are going to think I'm weird because I'm a girl doing this. I just said, do it anyways. I said, they have a problem, that's on them. I said, if you enjoy putting stuff together, by all means do it. And she did just that, and she did the video first few times, and then she kind of stopped because of school and work and stuff. So, yeah. And now we got to do the controls for the landing stuff. We're going to have to take a tile, but I think what I'm going to do is put the tile on here first, and then I'm going to take sticker number 1. And we're going to place that right on top of here. No, I got a little crooked, but I mean, and then it kind of hangs over the edge here. It's very big, so when I do the tour on this, I am just going to bring this up and kind of, because this camera is better than my small one. And yeah, it's like that's how you take it all apart there. We're done? Really? That was it? Well, let's make sure now I can use that tile. I've been looking for those and don't have a lot of them. That'll be another piece for the added collection. And that's it for bag 9. Okay, now we're going to set it up. And I need to hang on to these because I'll need those for the review. And every one of these I have now, except for the airport. I'd say that these are all good. The airport was fine for the airplane, but the airport terminal was just not that great. I think what I'm going to do here with this, you know what, if I'm bringing everything up, why don't I just bring everything up like this and show it? Because this camera does autofocus very well. It's better than my hand cam. I may just do this in one sitting and call it a day. Alright, let's set the helicopter on there. I will have to back this thing up a bit, but... oh yeah, that snaps right in there. Look at that. That works very good. Very good. I will have to... maybe I can leave the camera like this. So we got the life rafts. They do show one of these that goes in the back of the boat here. But, well, where's the box at, Jay? Where'd you put that at? Did you toss it somewhere where you're not supposed to toss it? The box sometimes is a big hint where things go. Then we'll have a little fun with it. Now, I'm not going to do the swimming pool test, but yeah, they show the orange raft in the back, but I don't think it's going to matter. Because now we're going to call this setting up here. Boy, now putting this on here, it looks like this boat is really small, huh? This is the rescue boat. It goes back here. Got to remember there's flippers in there. So when you drop this here, this is going to come flying out. I'm saving that for the review because I don't want to have to pick this up. They have this here with the guy with the you know what I'm going to do is use the surprise look on his face. You know why? I don't know how it's possible, but with this type of fire in the back of this boat here, he's doomed, right? I mean, he's doomed. There you go. They got the rescue dog here. I'm going to leave it like this and just kind of show. Except we're going to show everything first, and then I'm going to merge over to him and then work my way back. So we got the helicopter pilot here and the dog. I think what I'm going to do is do the thumbnail last. It does come with this brick separator too. And I'm going to say an 8 is a pretty good value for this. It's playable. I don't want to just fail something that's fully playable. This one's got a lot of stuff. Lots of things here. Let me... we're way over here. Let's kind of slide this back here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap this a little bit here and raise this up. Whoops. Don't need to knock your noggin there. Okay, I got to stand up and do this because I can't do it at an angle. But I'd say it's a good little build. I think this is a... I wish it was more modular for family building, but it's good. It's a playable model. I could see a child building this and just having a lot of fun. This is like... would I put this in the bathtub? No. Even a swimming pool? Not really. The small parts will get caught in the drain. You don't want to flush your parts down the drain. I wouldn't do that, but all in all, though, I couldn't hold that one in. I'd say this is a nice one to explore. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do this in a one shot. Then I'll do the review. I was thinking, do I need to do it in small pieces? But no, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here, work my way up to this boat here. Then I'm going to take this boat off, take the helicopter off. We'll cover those, and then we'll explore the boat. We're going to do it all in one sitting. I find out those work the best. Instead of just scripting each section, it's just more commentary. So probably add another 20 minutes worth of film in here, which means I only got 7 minutes left on this memory card. That's cutting it close. So I think what I'm going to do is wrap it up here. I gotta dump these memory cards. And yeah, I will do just that. We'll film the review. I may just do the thumbnail real quick anyways. This one I think I'm going to stage. I think I'm going to stage this one up here. But yeah, let's go into the formal tour. Here is the Coast Guard rescue boat all assembled, and this honestly is a very fun, interesting build. Well, let's start off with our minifigures and rescue dog. His harness is printed, which is really cool. Looks like a golden lab or maybe a retriever. Not too bad. And here we have, I believe, is the helicopter pilot. And they all have nice print work for their torsos, and some of these have double-sided heads. So we'll take a look at those here. Yeah, I got to keep my hand cupped because the camera likes to go bonkers. This gentleman here obviously has a single-sided head. It's probably the captain of the boat. Then we got the medic. I think no, he does not. Come on, get your helmet on straight. It's got like a regular skater's helmet. And then we have her. I think she's just a, I'm trying to think what she would be, just a rescuer? I don't think she has a title. It doesn't really say in here, maybe an officer. And then this guy here on this raft here is obviously in trouble. And he's got a double-sided head here too, with the fire in the back. Boy, that's really causing some problems, huh? With those type of flames rolling around in the back of this raft here, I'm really surprised he's still here. We'll pull those out here. So it's got a nice outboard motor. And here's the back here. He's got a double-sided head here too. Yeah, with those flames brush up against his back, I'd have been jumping in the water long before I've been doing that. And yeah, he's with all these flames back here, and that's where they show him on the box. He's in some serious trouble, huh? Yeah, I'd be jumping out of that. I wouldn't want to be in that raft. Now, on the back of the boat, though, we do have this other raft here. We'll take a look at these before we do that. We got a floodlight, another little outboard motor, and we have a spot in here with flippers, so that comes out. Maybe one day LEGO will make a 2x4 box. Hopefully they will. Just another raft. These rafts are pretty much the same thing, just different colors. And then now we got the helicopter. Not too bad. Obviously you can seat one minifigure. And some of the graphics you see are stickers. I was hoping everything to be printed, but no, they are not. So let's put our pilot in here. She's got to go and rescue everybody that's, well, the guy that's in the boat of flames, the raft of flames. And yeah, let me see if I can get her to sit down in here. She's supposed to sit on the studs. Oh yeah, I don't script these out if you haven't already noticed by now, so I don't like to script them. We're just going to go with it here. There we go. Close that up. She does fit nice inside there. It's a nice little helicopter. It's very lightweight. You can tell it works on the boat. Not too bad at all. Okay, now for this big boy. Let's put the emergency raft back on here because that's another feature we're going to take a look at here. Let's slide our minifigures and stuff on this side because this guy is on his own. Because now we got to take a tour of the boat. And it's pretty lengthy, as you can tell here. Got some handrails. There's a place for the helicopter to land. It's pretty much the same on the other side. I like this because these are printed right here, and this is also printed. You don't have to fuss putting these on these type of bricks. And this does have some weight to it. Now, LEGO says this does float, but I'm not putting this in a pool or a bathtub. I don't want to have to be fishing parts out. I'd have to get a fishing boat to do that. So this back thing here, this is supposed to be a boat launch thing here, so you're supposed to pull this down, and this is supposed to fall down. Isn't that cool? That's the first time I've tried that. just bring that back up and set that in there. And it works with both rafts. Not too bad, huh? Really nice little contraption. Very basic, but it does work. It's not sloppy, it just glides right out onto the workbench. Even better. Now this boat here is scaled for minifigures, but certain tiers will come off. There's 3 pieces, or 2 pieces you can take off the top. This piece here. And this reveals the deck. At least I remembered it's not the captain's area, it's not his hangout, it's the deck. And maybe one day LEGO will learn how to center these wheels up a bit better. But I like the way they implemented the controls in here. I mean, those are printed, but look at that, looks really nice with the hand controls here. They had thought this out very well. For just a very simple deck, it works very well. And we can take off this section here if you want to see the living quarters. So that's what that looks like there. This is the part I think everybody's going to play with. Let me pull this out here. We also got a rear door that takes you inside. So this hinges open. Doesn't open up all the way. But you also got your ladders and stuff. It's a bit crowded in here. We also got our life buoys. But we got our door in here. It takes you into a little laboratory living area. Like I was saying before, the battery died on the camera, so we got our rear entry here with the ladders. There's our living quarters. I don't know how much I got recorded, so we'll find out when I do the filming here. And we got a little gurney. This just hinged down. So I don't know how much I got recorded. We'll find out. And right here we got a little computer with a desk and stuff. I like how we got the windows in here. And they use these hollow wall panels in here to give it more of a like a hull of a ship feel. And then right here we got hooks and stuff for various items. We got some containers, a radio. We got to have a coffee maker. We got to make sure especially for those long days. A little cupboard here that opens up. There's nothing in there. And a little sink and a bowl for the dog. A couple of bunk beds. One with a picture here. And I'm not quite sure why we had a picture put down here. You really can't see it. And I forgot to mention this drawer here has a syringe to give somebody a shot of morphine or something. You know, I mean, it's got accessories and stuff. And that's pretty much the interior tour of this. But it is a playable model. As you can see, there's a lot of room there. And even for adult hands, I'm dropping things here. It's the beauty of my reviews. For an adult hands, easy to put minifigures inside the hull of the boat. And you can even attach them to the gurney. And the beds are even outfitted with studs. What I like about this is there's space in here to put your minifigures in. I mean, LEGO has thought this out very well. Very well. You may have to raise up their arms a bit. So let me go fish off the parts off the floor, because that's how we roll here. And honestly though, as you can see, it's a fully playable model. You could take it apart and play inside of it. And there's parts of it that function. You just have a lot of accessories. So let's start the review with play value. And as you saw with the tour, there are plenty of things to do here. Just so much. So if you're looking for a really fun playable set, this one's it. In addition, you can put it inside of a bathtub or something. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'll leave that up to you. But you are getting a fully playable model. I mean, there's just lots of things you can do here. Access to all interior spaces, plenty of accessories. There's just so much to talk about. So yeah, there's a lot of play value with this. Build quality for this set, I'd say this one is built really well. I didn't really experience a lot of pieces falling off, maybe one or two, which is kind of average, like maybe the controls inside the bridge coming off. I'll pull it off here and I'll show you, like one of these would fall off, so be very careful with that. But I was pretty much pleased with this. So I'd say the build quality is pretty much built for play. My build experience, I'd say it was average for a LEGO City set. It was just more or less your typical LEGO City build. But at least with this one here, it is complete. Just got to get the helicopter on the right way. But everything has its place in here. So I'd say my build experience on this was really good. I wasn't bored with it. This was a really interesting set to assemble. And I think whoever gets the set, you're going to have a lot of fun. Even the bright colors in here. I mean, there's not really a lot of bright colors visually. We got the reddish orange. You do have white. And, you know, a little hint of here and there of dark blue and sand green. But, you know, overall the colors do pull me into the build. I'd say that this one's really good just for what it is. But all in all, though, I think you are going to be in for a really good treat. Now, the only thing I notice is, okay, fall out then, that this set is not really a collaborative build. Yeah, bags 1 and 2 do the accessories. Then 3 through 9 does all this. But it's not really divided evenly, so I'd say maybe just one person, maybe 2 if you can squeeze it out, but I'd say just 1 would be enough for this build here. I don't think I'd go any more than just that. So I have to give this set here, and it's a nice one, but I have to give it an 8 out of 10. Some of the transparent pieces came in scratched. That's no surprise. No Lego's been known to do that. And in addition to that, you know, like I said, there's just a few pieces that will flake off. And watch your orientations for stickers. These I put on backwards. I had to redo them, so be very careful. I wish a lot of this stuff was printed and I wouldn't have to mess with it. But all around, though, you are getting a really fun model. You could drop this in a Lego City. You can use the parts to make something else. You could even use the whole of this bolt to make a yacht. I need to find this maybe in white or maybe a light blue. This would be a good yacht piece. Instead of all this, rip this off, make a palace on top. This would be really cool. But if you're looking for something to build for a few hours, here you go. This one was fun even for an adult. And honestly, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this one. Even for $99.99, I think the majority of the price is down here. But for me, it wasn't a bad build. But tell me what you think.